Hello, good morning, dear students. How are you? It's me, Miss Dina, with you. Well, actually, today we're not going to take literature. Instead, we're having a grammar lesson, and it's mainly about adjectives. And from now, every now and then, we'll try to take some grammar or vocabulary lessons, because if I give you a text every time, maybe this could be daunting to you. Okay, plus, of course, we need to enrich our language, as you know. So today we're going to talk about adjectives. Of course, I'm quite sure that you know what we mean by adjectives. Adjectives, of course, or an adjective, it's a describing word, all right, or describing words. And by saying describing word or describing words, actually, this takes us to the types of adjectives. Of course, we don't have one single type. For example, I don't say, for example, this is a happy girl. I don't just say this is a happy girl, okay? This is not the only type of adjective actually we have. Of course, we have plenty of adjectives. And the important thing we should know is that adjectives either exist in the form of one word, or it may exist or appear in kind of in a group of words. All right? And when we look at the one word, this is the easiest thing actually, or this is the thing that most of you actually know. All right. For example, if I say intelligent whales, this is my adjective. Where is the adjective here? This is the adjective, okay? And this is a word actually that describes the noun, okay? If I say aggressive, aggressive boys, all right? You have a group of boys who like fight or play in a very aggressive way, okay? So we call them aggressive boys. So the word aggressive, actually, this is my adjective, okay? That describes the noun. As you can see, of course, the adjective comes before the noun. And this is the normal thing we know. But actually, this is, yes, the regular rule that we know about adjectives, but we may find adjectives coming after the noun itself. For example, if I say the boy was cold, okay, where is the adjective here? Actually, it's cold, all right, so it comes after the noun. If I say, for example, like a thing dreadful, a thing dreadful, this is my adjective, all right? So sometimes I may have the adjective coming after the noun, and it's okay too, all right? But of course, in some cases, the first type of adjectives, this type has a different or has a different term. It's called attributive adjective, all right? And this one is called predictive adjective. So let me write them here for you. So we have something called attributive adjective, okay, where here you have the adjective first, and then it comes after it, we have the noun, all right? And we have something called predictive, all right? The predictive adjective, here you have the noun coming, all right, and then you have the adjective. Fine. Now I have a list actually here for you. We'll try to read some of the examples. I'm not going to read all of them, all right, but we'll try to read some of them and see which of these adjectives, where the adjective is in the first place, and then try to identify which type or what type does it belong to. So the first one, for example, we have what courteous action. What courteous action? What's the meaning? Where is the adjective here? Where is the adjective? Okay, it's the word courteous. Remember the word courteous? I believe we took it before. All right, in one of the short stories. Courteous actually means respectful, or something that shows respect or very good manners. Now, if we look at this phrase, what courteous action? Of course, here, this is the adjectives that we identified. So, does it come before or after the noun? Where is the noun? It's action, all right? So, is it attributive or predictive? As you can see, it's attributive, all right? This is the first thing. Then we have removed ground, all right, removed ground. This, where is the adjective? As you can see, it's removed, okay? And as for the and ground, of course, this is the noun. So what kind of adjective is that? This is attributive too. Then we have a thing immortal, all right, where is the adjective? It's immortal, okay, and thing is the noun, of course. So what do you think? Is it attributive here? No, we call it predictive, all right. And predictive, actually, it's a kind of word that comes to like give a finishing meaning to a sentence or to a word. So when you say a thing, just a thing, actually this doesn't add anything. But when you say a thing immortal, here this is an adjective that gives or like fulfills the meaning in the end, all right. So we call this predictive, as you can see. Then we have dreadful submit, all right. What kind of adjective is that? This is attributive. Okay, so as you can see, of course, adjectives differ even if it's just one word. It is according to its place, either before the noun or after the noun, and this is very important thing. All right, but this is actually not our main concern, because you're now grown-ups, and having an adjective of only one word is not enough now. But we need to look at another kind of adjective, which is formed of group of words, and we call it in this case adjectival clause. All right, what is adjectival clause, or what is clause in the first place? All right, clause, actually it's a group of words, and it's formed of subject and verb. These are like the main elements of a clause, all right. Like when you say all right, yes, you have a subject and you have a verb, or you may have like a verb and a predicative, okay, in the end. All right, let me give you some examples of the adjectival clauses that we have. If I say, for example, here, and I believe you will be able to detect or to understand what I mean. Mrs. K cleans the house with handfuls of magnetic dust, which blow away on the hot wind. All right, if I look at a sentence like this one, all right, if I say Mrs. K cleans the house with handfuls of magnetic dust, can we detect any kind of adjectives? All right, I can see here magnetic dust, fine. But this is, what kind of adjective is that? This is just one word. But do we have other descriptions? Do we have a description, like a lengthy description that shows more than, or that gives some more information about one of the elements we have here? All right. When I say which blow away on the hot wind, this is what we call the adjectival clause. Blow away on the hot wind. Mrs. K cleaned the house with handfuls of magnetic dust. All right, till here, this is actually like a complete sentence and what we call the independent clause. It's very well understood, All right, it's very well understood sentence. But here when I say which blow away on the hot wind, this is like an extra information. This is an extra information given to us. Now, if we look at which blow away on the hot wind, can I have this like separate sentence? All right, so if like I cut it from here, all right, and I say which blow away on the hot wind, can I say something like this? If I came like out of the blue and tell you which blow away on the hot wind, will you figure out what I'm talking about? No, you will tell me, okay, this seems to be like a description, but we don't understand. What are you describing? So this means that this adjectival clause actually here starts with which, but it cannot stand on its own. All right, it needs something. It needs a noun to like depend on, and this is what we call dependent clause. Okay, so adjectival clause, either we call it adjectival clause or we may say it's dependent clause because it can't stand on its own. Okay, so here I say Mrs. K cleaned the house with handfuls of magnetic dust, which blew away on the hot wind. So starting from which, this is a description, or this is like an adjective describing the magnetic dust. Fine, let's move to another example. We say here, Mr. K read from a metal book that he brushed with his hand. Mr. K read from a metal book that he brushed with his hand. Fine. Mr. K, this is the subject. This is the subject, the main subject of the whole sentence. Read, this is my verb, right? From a metal book, this is like the predicative that finishes the sentence. All right, if I like erased this part and I stopped here and I say, Mr. K read from a metal book, is this a complete sentence? Well, yes. Like when I say I read from my literature book, I read from a history book, all right, all these are fine and complete sentences. But here, notice what I'm saying. That he brushed with his hand. What is this? That he brushed with his hand. That he brushed with his hands. What kind of part is that? All right, this is a description, isn't it? Okay, what does it describe? Is it describing Mr. K? No. Is it describing a verb? No. All right, but it describes the metal book, right? That he brushed with his hand. All right, let's start like to erase this part and see if this description can stand on its own. If I say that he brushed with his hand, can this part of the sentence stand on its own? No, it can't. So this is what we call the adjectival clause, or what we call the dependent clause. Okay. Now let's see another example. All right. Here we say, once they had liked to swim in the canals when the wine trees filled them with green liquors. All right. Here now let's look at this sentence. Once they had liked to swim in the canals. All right, where is the subject? This is they, actually. My verb, had liked to swim. All right, had liked, actually this is the main verb, and liked to swim, this is like the rest of the verb. All right, or what we call the verbal phrase. In the canals, this is the rest of the sentence. This is where they are swimming, in the canals. When the wine trees filled them with green liquors. All right, if I like erased, again, let's do our test here. If I erase this part and I say they had liked to swim in the canals, is it complete? Yes, it is complete. All right, so what part is that, or what is the function of this part? When the wine trees filled them with green liquors. All right, actually, when here, all right, it's describing the timing, all right, of this swimming. All right, when the wine trees, so they are swimming in the time when the wine trees filled them with green liquors. So as you can see here, the adjectival clauses, either they describe a thing, all right, or they may describe time, or they may also describe a person, a human being. So when I say, for example, in number 5, in the distance she heard her husband, who never tired of playing his book. In the distance she heard her husband, who never tired of playing his book. Where is the subject? It's she. The verb is heard. Her husband, this is the object. Who never all right, till here this is a complete sentence. All right, then who never tired of playing his book, this is my adjective. All right, but what kind of adjective is that? Is it a single word? No, it's not. This is a clause. All right, so we say here, who never tired of playing his book. What is it, this part, what is it describing? Or is it describing a thing? No, it's not. All right, is it describing a place? No. Time? No. So what is it describing? Actually, it's describing the husband. This is a human being. And as you can see, the linker we are having here is who. Fine. So as you can see, we have these adjectival clauses, right? So let's read now the rule here. It says the adjective clause is used to give information about a noun or a pronoun. It will begin with a relative pronoun. So this adjectival clause or adjective clause, it starts either with who, whose, whom, which, that, or a subordinate conjunction like when or where. All right, when here, of course, when it refers to time or gives some information or description about time, and where here, when it has to do with a place. The subject is often separated from its verb by the independent clause. All right. So if I need to see each one of these, or okay, which refers to what? So when I say who here, who refers to human beings actually. All right. If I'm talking about, or if I'm using which here refers to things. If I'm talking about time, then I have to use when. If I'm talking about place, then I use where. If I'm talking about some sort of position, then I use whose. So I say, for example, the girl whose hair is gold is so beautiful. All right. So here, actually, I'm talking about one of the characteristics or one of the descriptions of this girl, the girl whose hair is gold or whose hair is golden is very beautiful. Okay, so this is about the adjectival clauses or about adjectives in general. Okay, this is something very quick. After this video, I'm going to actually give you some exercises on vocabulary. Please make sure that you answer them on Google Classroom, please, and submit them on the right time. Thank you so much.